Hi.
Welcome in Italy.
Thank you.
After 40 years, for the first time, Hank Marvin came in Italy, but not for a show, but for a clinics.
Yes.
Why?
Yes. Why the clinic? Well, we had a talk with Fender in the UK about doing something like this, and we've done I think around 10 in the UK and 1 in Sweden, and the idea was to be able to play for a small, relatively small group of fans who are interested in the way I play the guitar and the technicalities of it, so that we could demonstrate certain aspects of my style of playing and how I approach an interpretation of music, and then give them the opportunity to ask questions that I could answer. And if it's a question where perhaps I have to show something on the guitar, I can do that. Obviously in a normal concert you don't get that kind of situation.
Fine. In the 60s, Cliff Richards came in Italy and made some records in Italian language,
yes, so
some hits. But the Shadows never came in Italy. Why?
No.
What's the reason? We
wanted to come to Italy back in the 60s, but it just didn't happen. The story was the promoters wouldn't pay. You'd come and do a tour and then they wouldn't pay you. You know, it was quite notorious in those days. But it's a great shame because I like things Italian. You know, Italian fashion is wonderful, beautiful architecture, and the food. I love Italian food.
Yeah.
It would have been very interesting. One day, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, but you came for holiday sometime in Italy or not?
No, never.
No. Never. This is the first time.
This is the first ever visit.
And how much you stay in Italy?
One day.
Oh no!
Yeah,
there is Venice, there is Florence. You must see.
Yeah,
I think it's very, very good, very good places.
Beautiful. My wife and I would like to see Florence and Venice. Yes.
I hope you come back soon.
Yeah. Thank you.
8 years ago, you decide to prosecute your career alone after 32 years with the Shadows.
Yeah.
Why?
It's too long to explain.
I know.
We had many problems, internal problems in the Shadows, with personality problems, you know, and for many, many years. And eventually it came for the time when Brian Bennett, the drummer, decided to leave. He felt he'd had enough, and I decided to then, I was asked to do solo albums, and I decided to go in that direction. And I've enjoyed it because it's been more, it gave me more variety, you know, in the music, more adventure. And maybe if I'd still been with the Shadows, I wouldn't be here tonight.
Today, Hank B. Marvin makes his album. What is the difference from the sound of the Shadow to the sound of Hank Marvin today, or better? Do you change some from the vintage sound to the modern performance?
I think, yes, there's a little change, obviously, but I think that's part of a person getting older and more mature and more experienced as a person and as a musician. I think that, for example, when I perform Shadows numbers on stage, I think with my band it sounds more like the Shadows than the Shadows did, because we try to make it very close to the original records, and I'm very keen on doing that. I think it's very important. But with the way I play now, it's just part of my development as a musician. I still sound like me, but I'm moving on.
Some of historical sound. How you discover the sound of the Shadow of 60? Because it's important to speak. I see Matchless, instead the Vox, Fender.
Yeah.
Tell me something about it.
A lot of it was an accident, really. I think, you know, I got my first Stratocaster in 1959. And the fact it had a tremolo arm was important because that was part of the way I approach music. I use the tremolo a lot to produce a singing approach to the guitar playing, and lots of other little tricks too. The echo box was important. I had originally an Italian echo box,
I know.
a Miazzi.
Maybe Mr. Miazzi came this evening to
Oh, that'd be nice.
Maybe.
Now the echo box I use now is actually a thing called Echoes from the Past. It is a program put into a Quadraverb 2, and the people who developed the program, they listened to all the old Shadows records and they sampled the echoes to try to copy exactly the echoes. All this. And I've got many different echoes on there that are a copy of the original Miazzi echoes. This amplifier, matchless, it is really a copy of an AC30, but improved. Very reliable. Yeah.
You have Fenders, yes, but we see sometimes Burns and some Gretsch. Which one you prefer? Different sound, different width?
I started off 59 with the Fender Stratocaster. I had a Gretsch for a very short time. I only ever used it on 2 pieces of music.
Nivram.
One was Nivram, one was a Cliff record called A Girl Like You. Everything else was Fender. In 1964, I, from the beginning of 64, used a Burns until the end of the 60s. I had a number of guitars stolen from a van, including my Burns guitars, and then I went back to a Fender, and I've used Fender ever since, from 1970.
But the one you prefer is
The Fender.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my signature model made in the custom shop. It even has my name on here.
I see. Curiosity. 32 years with the Shadow are many. What is the worst and what is the best period do you remember?
Well, it's hard to we've had many, the worst period probably is just the problems within the band. You know, fights and serious arguments and real trouble that we had to overcome. But the best would be, I think, things like seeing Apache as our first hit. Or playing beautiful tunes like Cavatina, a theme from the Deer Hunter, beautiful tunes to play, playing to 120,000 people in Africa or 80,000 people at Wembley Stadium, you know, and hearing, particularly when you play something that's very quiet and you have, say, 80, 90,000 people and they just stop all the noise and they listen. It's a very wonderful feeling, you know, when you're playing something like Cavatina. It's a beautiful feeling.
So this is the next question, is the one of the disc. So you play many tunes, but what is the tune that gives you the most pleasure to play? But I think also there is a tune that you like less to play, because you must play. Tell me, this is curiosity.
Well, I like pretty much playing all the Shadows tunes that we play on stage because they bring good memories back to me, and I know that the audience loves to hear them, and I try to approach it from that viewpoint, you know, that they are really enjoying it, so I put conviction and belief into what I'm doing. So most of the numbers I enjoy. Wonderful Land is one of my favorites. I mentioned Cavatina already. Something I really don't, I'm trying to think, I can't think of any one number that I really don't like playing. I can't think of any one.
Today the style of guitar is a little bit changed, and at time the young guitarist Dream and Marvin And today, this guitar can dream. So there is a new guitarist that you like, that is possible that the young people can dream.
There are lots of modern guitarists that I enjoy and admire very much. Whole range of them, playing for people like Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, Robin Ford, Eric Johnson. It's some of the older ones like Jeff Beck, Brian May, Larry Carlton, Eric Clapton. They're all different styles, but they're all wonderful players in their own genre of music, and they all have something to offer. And I think it's good to listen to many different styles and try to absorb things and develop your own style.
At the time you are the solo, and now there are many styles, many ideas, many guitars, many sounds.
That's right. Yeah.
And what do you suggest to a young guitarist? How to practice for to play and obtain the sound of Hank B. Marvin?
How to practice? Well, I think it's important to see now they've got guitar teachers. It's easy to get a guitar teacher, and that can help you to progress very quickly. You must you have to practice playing tunes and putting expression into tune, not just the notes, the way you play the notes. You know, it's important so it means something. And then if you want to develop your technique, you have to practice technique exercises, scales, arpeggios, etc. And that will make you a better player, and then you will be better able to express what you want to play in your music.
To express is important.
Express.
Marvin, yesterday evening, Great Britain football team, Argentina wins. How is the problem?
Yeah, well, I didn't see the match because we were playing in Sweden. But I saw little bits on TV afterwards, and I believe it was a very good match.
I see. Very good match.
And it's a pity that I think any match has to end on penalties. Perhaps they should keep playing like in basketball, you know, where they keep playing till someone wins and scores a goal. I think it's very hard for one player, you know, to have that responsibility. Yeah. And it seems that England make a habit of losing on penalties.
And you were there for the winner of the World Cup?
I always thought Argentina looked a possibility, and I felt that if England had beaten Argentina, then they would have had a good chance. Brazil looks good, but also France. I don't know, France, Brazil.
We fight with the France Wednesday, eh?
Yeah. I should mention Italy too, but I'm not sure about Italy at the moment. I'm not sure if they're... Maybe they're just... Are they gathering strength? They're gathering strength. That's good.
It's good to speak of a sport time with Marvin. What you remember of the tour you make with Jean-Michel Jarre?
Well, it wasn't really a tour. We did the Destination Docklands. I recorded a track on one of his albums, and when he was doing this thing, he rang me up and asked if I would do it, and I said yes, and we did it, and it was great. It was raining almost all the evening, and the wonderful thing was when it was my turn to come out and play this London Kid, it stopped raining. And that was beautiful. Yeah.
It's a miracle.
I have contacts in high places. And also I did a TV with him in Paris. It was the 100th anniversary of the Eiffel Tower, and we did the same thing. We did London Kid and one more number. in the open air with the Eiffel Tower in the background. Look very, very stunning here.
Very nice.
Okay.
What is the deep meaning of you performing with Ben?
The deep meaning? Oh, it's no real deep meaning. He's my son. That's pretty deep. When I did my first solo tour about 5 years ago, I had to put a band together, and Ben was playing very good guitar, and I thought, well, you know, why not use Ben in the band? It gives him an opportunity to gain some experience of working with professional crew and professional people. And that was the first reason, and we thought that also from a publicity point of view in England, it was very good publicity with Ben and the band, and it was, you know, the TV and the radio were very interested in that sort of thing. And he's good. He plays a very good electric guitar, very different style to me, very different style. A lot of finger tapping, and he plays good acoustic, so it's very nice, and the audience think it's wonderful.
Yeah, hearing together.
Yes, yes.
And what kind of interplay do you have together?
Well, when we do it, not so much in a show like this because it's a clinic, but in a concert, he sometimes comes to the front with me, and we trade licks, certain numbers, and we do some numbers together where we're playing in harmony and things like this. And the audience really like this when he comes to the front and does things very closely with me.
So, for the end, you feel to make a tour in Italy with your band?
I would love to come.
Because there is a lot of people here that look for you. They want to know.
Yeah.
All generation, but also the new generation. They are interested to your music. They listen to your album. The father give to the son. Listen to this album. It's very old. I think so.
I would love to be able to perform in Italy if it was possible to do that, and if there was enough interest to enable us to come and do some shows here. It would be fabulous, yeah.
You know that in Italy also there is a Shadows fan club.
Yeah.
You know the president today.
Yeah, Marco.
I am a member also, because interesting. I play too.
All right.
There is my friend that I want to introduce to you,
Hi.
Mr. Renato Vignocchi. This is, I think, the Italian. I tell you, you
Hi.
don't want.
How are you?
This
Nice
is
to
the
see you.
Italian Marvin.
Yeah.
He's very good
I've
to
seen
play.
your photograph.
Yeah. He do some CD with the soundtrack. You have here to give it to you. It's very, very good. You must listen.
All right. Yeah. Lovely.
Buonasera. Buonasera. Un sogno si è avverato, è vero? Dreams come true. Dreams come true. Oh, so, è un piccolo presente, veramente, da parte nostra. È una Fender d'argento, visto che ce l'hanno invitato da parte della Fender, è giusto anche tenerne conto. È una piccola Fender d'argento fatta a mano per Hank, giusto come benvenuto. Benvenuto Hank.